Good morning, John. I woke up this morning at a leisurely 10 a.m. Eastern Time, and though that is 8 o'clock in the morning Montana time, and that is somewhat early, I am not going to complain.
I don't know why it always seems like thoughts from places always start out with us being unhappy to get out of bed.
I brushed my teeth, I took a shower, and then I went for a ride. Not a bike ride, or a car ride, or a go-kart ride, or a roller coaster ride. None of those rides. The original ride. Unless you count piggyback rides. Horseback riding. Why is it called piggyback riding? I'm not a piggy! Everyone knows the answer to this question. Tell me. I was actually unable to confirm whether people wrote donkeys or horses first, but I'm gonna go ahead and be amazed either way. I'm sitting up there on this horse named Jewel. And she's not a big horse. She's a very tame horse. Though something along the way spooked her, and man, that was scary. First we were just doing the thing, and I'm all happy. And then the next second, and luckily I did not have my camera in my hand for this, she's just like, straight into another horse. Which, frankly, I'm glad of. I'm glad she ran into another horse instead of off a cliff or just kept going forever. This is like the third time in my life I've been horseback riding. Kind of scary. But this is a very tame, very well-behaved horse, and I've got this like magnificent contraption that my butt is in that's designed specifically for making your butt feel good. And my butt does not feel good. Nothing feels good. My legs hurt, my knees hurt, my hips hurt, my butt hurts, my back hurts. Let's just go ahead and say that give or take 90% of my things were hurting. But an interesting thing about the domestication of horses, it probably only happened once. There was a first time. It did not arise separately across the globe. There was one place where one person got on a horse and was like, this is good. And it was good. It was so good that 1,000 years after the first person got on a horse, it had pretty much spread everywhere it could spread. But it probably wasn't some dude with a death wish hopped up on wild mushrooms, running out across the horse pasture trying to catch a horse and jumping on it and being like, I'm a horse rider! Probably not. Horses were originally domesticated like almost all animals except for dogs and cats, for food. But horses have a very complicated social structure, so you kill their mom and dad for food, and you're raising up the foal. And horses put people into their complicated social structure, and they will put you, in fact, at the top of their hierarchy. And this is an excellent characteristic if you want to domesticate an animal, because then you're the boss. So that is probably how it happened. It might even have been a young woman, because everyone knows that young boys don't get obsessed with ponies. Ever. No. That doesn't happen. So once that social bond had been formed, the idea of jumping on one of them and becoming some kind of super beast didn't seem quite so crazy. And though it may not have been insane and death-defying, it was a very big deal in the history of our species. Before 4000 BC, all work done for humans was done by humans. Figuring out how oxen and horses and donkeys and other beasts of burden could pull things and carry things and carry you was a gigantic leap forward. Gigantic on the order of the Industrial Revolution or the internet. Huge, big change in the way that people could do things, in the way that people did work, in the way that people moved from place to place, in the way that people fought wars. Suddenly you could kind of be a 10-foot tall man with 4 feet and amazing balance that could run 50 miles per hour and carry thousands of pounds. This is a gigantic change, and for people who love horses, it's also a beautiful change. And sitting up on top of Jewel, I can feel a little bit of that. I can feel that she is a wonderful animal, and that she trusts me. The relationship between horse lovers and horses is a different kind of relationship than I think that I've ever had. And it's clearly amazing, and I feel like it's bred both into the horses and the horse lovers' genes. It's certainly bred into the horses' genes, that's what domestication is. But I think it's pretty ridiculous to sit back and think that we've changed the horse so much, without realizing that they've changed us an awful lot too. And John, I can't help but say it.
I'm on a horse.
I'll see you on Wednesday.